All right, so you're looking to move to Central Florida, but on top of that, you're looking for a 55 plus community, aka the active adult community. That did not go as smooth as I thought it would. In today's video, I'm going to talk about some of the things you should know about 55 plus communities, some of the things you should consider when deciding between 2 different or 3 different or 4 different 55 plus communities. And then we're going to top it off by highlighting some of the current and upcoming 55 plus communities here in Central Florida. All right, so who are 55 plus communities for? If you guessed people who are 55 and older, you'd be correct. But what if you have the case where you're 55 and your spouse might be 50 or 46? In that case, usually only one person is required to be 55 and older, and some might have an age requirement that the spouse must be at least 44 to 45 years of age. That's usually what I see. But some cases you might have an adult child, say 18 or older, and it might be possible for them to stay with you in that community. Now, it's really community dependent, so depending on the community you want to live in. Why do I feel like I'm saying community too fast? Community. So depending on the community that you want to live in, you're going to want to make sure that that is allowed. Now, what if you're not 55 and older? What if you're 50? Is it possible? The answer is yes, it's possible. Now, there's a law that basically states that if 80% of the units within the community is occupied by at least one person that's 55 and older, the remaining 20% can be bought by people younger than 55. Now, they aren't necessarily required to allow young persons in the community, but that is community dependent. So if you're 50, 47, 51, and you're thinking you gotta wait 3, 4, 7 more years to get into one of these communities, that might not be the case. So definitely don't let that hold you back from reaching out. Let me at least find out first if you can qualify to get into one of these communities, and then from there, you obviously make plans accordingly. Now, what about your kids or grandkids coming to visit? They can. Usually communities have stipulations saying they can only visit for 2 weeks, usually once or twice per year. So if you don't like visitors, you can give them the boots after 2 weeks, but if you do, usually there's a time constraint on how long they can stay. So what are some of the things that we should be considering when deciding between which 55 plus community that we want to live in? Number one is going to be your location. You're going to want to assess your wants, your needs, and everything in between. Let's just say, for example, you get a specific medical treatment on a regular basis. You're not going to want to be driving all over the place just to get to that one location. Likewise, if you eat at a certain restaurant, you shop at certain stores, all of this is going to matter. You really have to take your lifestyle into account when deciding on which location that you live in. And this is kind of where you lean on your realtor. You basically tell them, hey, these are my needs, these are my wants, this is what my lifestyle was like back home, and this is what I want it to be here. Which direction could you best point me in that has certain communities around these areas that might benefit me? And then you go from there, and it makes the search a whole lot easier versus just starting from the entirety of Orlando. That's going to be very difficult sometimes to kind of narrow down, and you really want to start from what's your lifestyle, then move from there to the community. And that brings up my next point, which is you're going to want to find out what each community offers. Now, this is really on a scale or a spectrum, if you will, when it comes to what these different communities can offer. Some might just do the standard pool and some green space, while some might go all out. Usually like a Del Webb community, for example, you have tennis courts, pickleball, lap pools, fitness centers, 15,000 square foot clubhouses, community gardens, activity directors that's coordinating events, event spaces. You can really go all out when it comes to your lifestyle within the community, and you can take a more relaxed approach by just having a 55 plus community with fairly moderate amenities. Now, none of which is a bad or a good thing. It really just comes down to the lifestyle that you're trying to live. Some people treat their big elaborate clubhouses as a big elaborate meetup to meet new friends and old friends. They can go swim by the pool, go in the garden, go play tennis for a little bit, go play pickleball for a little bit. Just do whatever it is. Use the amenity to its full potential while some people might not care as much, just want to live in a nice home and also have moderate amenities to go visit from time to time. So it really depends on the lifestyle, and by knowing and choosing the lifestyle you want to live, you're really going to start affecting your monthly budget, because some of these more elaborate, amenity rich communities are going to have a higher HOA, sometimes CDD fees. And then some of the more moderate communities are going to have a relatively inexpensive HOA fee. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it might be inexpensive overall, because some of these fees can include basic cable, basic internet, lawn maintenance if you're looking for maintenance for your lifestyle, while some of the other ones that are, although cheaper on the surface, might not include all of that stuff that you're going to have to pay for later on anyway. So just balance it out, see what you want, and then go from there. But that is definitely something to note and something to look out for. Now, what about the communities? Now, the first one I'm going to mention is probably the most popular one when it comes to 55 plus communities here in Central Florida, and it's going to be Del Webb. Del Webb, they're going to be all over Central Florida in a little bit, but right now you have Del Webb Orlando, which is pretty established. It's right in Davenport. Beautiful facilities, beautiful homes. It's just a really nice area. You also have Del Webb Sunbridge. That's all the way in the Sunbridge development, right close to Lake Nona. And that one, really nice community. I did a video on it, kind of my moving to Sunbridge, or Sunbridge Lake Nona's, whatever the video title is. But that one is pretty nice. You have a 27,000 square foot clubhouse being built, plenty of amenities, and it also reflects in the $370 a month HOA fee. So that's exactly what I mean when it comes to what kind of lifestyle you want to live. Is also going to dictate your monthly budget. But for what you get in that community, that's really a lot of fun. You probably never would need to leave, but you're in a prime location right next to Lake Nona, and also in the heart of the Sunbridge development, which is going to be very huge over the next 10 to 20 years. You also have Del Webb Mineola coming on next week. Oh my gosh. Not next week, but next year. And the hype is really big for that one. They're promising views of Lake Apopka extending all the way to downtown Orlando, a 15,000 square foot clubhouse, tons of amenities like always. These Del Webb communities always are stacked with things to do. They have probably the best amenities out of any 55 plus community here in Central Florida. You have from a pool, obviously, tennis court, pickleball, community garden. I think they have an activities director planned for Del Webb Mineola. Don't quote me on that, but you have tons of things to do. Perfect spot. I think it's going to be huge for that. I mean, Clermont's already blowing up. Mineola is just that next step up, and it's going to be huge for that area. You also have Del Webb Oasis in Horizon West. I don't know why Oasis. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, Del Webb Oasis is going to be big. You're in a very good location. You're super close to Disney, really close to Flamingo Crossings, which is developing plenty of restaurants. You're also close to toll roads, medical centers. You're going to be in a really good spot when it comes to Del Webb Oasis. There's already thousands of people on their VIP list waiting for lots to be released and pricing, so definitely going to be a hot grab, but I think it's going to be a solid spot for years to come. You also have Taylor Morrison's Esplanade at Highland Ranch in Clermont. Really nice community, really nice amenities, very good location. You have Kings Ridge in Clermont, you have Heritage Hills in Clermont, you have K Hobbs Four Seasons in the Kissimmee area. You have a lot of options when it comes to 55 plus here in Central Florida. So look, if you are in that range and you're trying to find a 55 plus community, I'd love to be your realtor of choice. Reach out. Number is going to be 407-906-9282, or you can email me at romario.g@salesorlandofl.com. Last thing, if you enjoy the content, like the content, found value from the content, go ahead, hit the like, and absolutely destroy the subscribe button. I'm going to be posting content on here weekly. And also make sure to go follow me over on Instagram. Connect with me there, ask me more questions, whatever you want to do, I'm there to chat. Now this is me editing the video late at night. I forgot to end it off, so thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe.